Hello students, how are you? I hope you are doing well. So today we are going to study lesson number 8. Okay, Robin Hood and the Seraph. Okay, that chapter is from the class 6 English reader book. Okay, special series from that chapter. Okay, so today we are going to only read it, and another class we discuss the explanation and exercises, etc. Okay, so let's start it. Lesson 8, Robin Hood and the Seraph. Okay, in the older day in England, the law was very cruel. A man could be hanged for a very small offense. The Seraph, who were the keeper of the law, were ignorant men and would hang a man on little or no evidence. Often, when a man feared some punishment from the sheriff, he would run away to the forest. In the forest, he would join company of other men who had come there like him. Such men were called outlaws. They made their living by hunting deer and by robbing traveler on the highways. Okay. Robin Hood was the leader of a company of outlaws who lived in Sherwood Forest. His name was terror to rich traveler, but he was loved by the poor, whom he saved from cruel landlord and often helped with money. The sheriff of the nearby town was his bitter enemy. After many vain attempts to catch Robin Hood, the sheriff one day declared in the hearing of many people, I am willing to give half my wealth to anyone who helps me to catch Robin Hood. Robin Hood come to know what the sheriff had said. He took this as a challenge. He smiled and told his followers, the sheriff has been looking for a chance to catch me. The poor man has waited for a long time. I will go to the town and give him an opportunity to meet me. Wait and see the joke. So he set out for the town. Okay. On the way, he met a butcher who was taking some meat to sell at the town market. Hello, friends, said Robin Hood. Where are you going with this load of meat? To the town market, sir. Who are you? I'm Robin Hood, was the answer. The butcher was so frightened on hearing this that he nearly fell down. Robin Hood said, don't be frightened. I want to do you any harm. In fact, I want to help you. I want to buy this meat, your apron, and your horse. Will you sell them to me? Without another word, the poor butcher sold them to Robin Hood and went back to his village. Robin Hood put on the butcher's apron and took the load of meat to the town. He sold it very cheap at market. The other butcher thought that he sold it so cheap because he had stolen it from somebody. An old butcher walked up to him and said, are you a butcher by trade? This is the first time I have seen you. You don't seem to know the rules of the trade. You must join us and learn the rules. I am ready to learn them, Robin Hood said. You can stay in our company and we will teach you, the old butcher said. There is a dinner at the sheriff's house tonight to which we had all been invited. You must come with us. Robin Hood agreed and he went to the sheriff's house that night. There he entertained all the company with his songs and jokes. Gentlemen, he said to them all, eat and drink as much as you like. I shall pay the bill. The sheriff, who did not know that the young butcher was Robin Hood, come up to him and said, "You must be a very rich man, but tonight I am the host, and you won't pay." "You have guessed right," said Robin Hood, nodding. "I am rich. I have lots of cattle. I have hundred of them to sell, but nobody has come forward to buy even one. So I have become a butcher. I don't like the trade very much. I will sell the whole lot for £20. Okay, I will buy them all," said the sheriff. "Get them all to the marketplace tomorrow." "Why don't you come and have a lot at the animal yourself?" asked Robin Hood. "I will do that," said the sheriff with a nod. "Stay here tonight, and tomorrow we will ride out together." Okay. Second paragraph is, the next morning the sheriff and Robin Hood rode out together to Sherwood Forest. Robin Hood was singing happily on the way. At one time his voice rose very high. "You seem to be in happy mood," said the sheriff. "Indeed I am not," Robin Hood replied. "I am singing to keep my spirit up. I am frightened to Robin Hood and his men. We are just two of us. If they attack us, how can we save ourselves?" The sheriff began to feel uneasy, but he did not want to show that he was afraid of Robin Hood. He said, "Don't be frightened. Robin Hood is afraid of me, and he will not come so near the highway." "But I met him here yesterday," said Robin Hood. "He wanted to buy my horse, my shirt, and apron. He wanted to become a butcher." At the moment they saw a big herd of deer in the forest. Robin Hood pointed to them and said, "Here are the cattle you wanted to buy. You can choose the best of them." "Are you playing a joke on me?" "There are not cattle," said the sheriff. "I shall ride back to town." He was about to turn back when Robin Hood stopped him and said, "You must not go, sir. You should have dinner with me before you go." Robin Hood brought out his horn and blew it loudly. At once a number of his followers came running to meet him. The sheriff now knew he was in the hands of Robin Hood and turned pale with fear. "Little John," called Robin Hood, "lead the sheriff into dinner." Little John was the name of the biggest of Robin Hood followers. The dinner was so well cooked and the sheriff was so hungry that he ate well. After dinner he wanted to go, but Robin Hood stopped him once again and said, "Mr. Sheriff, you have forgotten two things. First, you have to buy the animal. Secondly, you have to pay for the dinner you must had eat the greenwood inn. I have very little money on me, just 20 pieces of gold," said the sheriff. Little John took the money from the sheriff and counted it. There was exactly £20. "Oh, Mr. Sheriff," said Robin Hood with a loud laugh, "you haven't enough money to buy the animal because you have just paid your bill for the dinner you had there. Now you may go. Thank you for your visit. I will come with you up to the highway." Robin Hood and Sheriff rode off together. At the highway, Robin Hood stopped and gave the sheriff horse a kick, which set it running as fast as it could. So, students, it's done, and I